everything's gonna be alright. And when we get there, I'ma see a pretty, pretty, pretty young thing. I'ma ask her to take my hand, head to the floor, and we gon' dance. And when we get there, best believe we gonna do a two-step. Ain't no drama in here, so don't stress. Step to the right, then time to the left. I'm in love with the nightlife. When we're in the limelight, makes me feel like everything is gonna be alright. I'm in love with the nightlife. When we're in the limelight, makes me feel like everything is gonna be alright.
Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Let's get a little bit better for you right now. We're back with the latest in sports, fashion, movie reviews, hot topics, and the best indie music out there. Now later in the show we welcome R&B diva herself, Monifah, and then Rah Mosley joins us to discuss his website where it's catered to tall men with their fashion, their style, grooming, everything. We'll learn more about that later in the show. Now, hot topics, we're talking about everything about 45 with his gun law proposals, as well as Monifah's back in the comedian Monique is back in the news with new allegations, all that and a lot more. Now, Ms. Parker, how are you doing this Monday?
Happy Monday again. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. You had a very interesting Saturday. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I don't mind sharing it with the audience since our radio show is surrounded. The basis of it is music and artists, old and new. I thought I'd share this with you guys. So, as you know, one of my all-time favorite group is After 7.
After 7.
It's funny how you speak into existence, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, about a year ago, a friend of mine posted on Facebook pictures of her husband, and After 7 member Kevon Edmonds and his wife, and it was his 60th birthday party, and they were at his home. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you knew him. I love them. I left a comment on the picture. And so she wrote back and was like, how do you even know about them? Like, you're an old soul. And she was like, how old were you when they came out? And I was like, 2, because I think it came out in 86 or 87. I was in 85. But I learned about their music probably when I was about 10 years old and loved them ever since. As you know, one of my all-time favorite performances is the performance they did on the Oprah Winfrey Show with
I Care About You.
Casey and JoJo.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about that through Facebook, and I saw her a couple of times when we talked about it. And she was like, no, next time they're in town, you'll definitely be my date. And so last week she texted me. She was like, are you ready or not? I'm like, ready or not? She's like, they'll be here Saturday. I was like, I'm ready. Then I figured out what she was talking about. And so I was so excited all week and waiting for it to happen to see them. And they did not let me down. I mean, the best performance I've ever seen live.
Wow.
They are vocally the best male group, I think, ever. They just did an awesome job. Melvin is not there. He's experiencing some health issues, but his son is just as talented as he is. Very, very amazing singer. Just really great guys. And I went out for Kevon's birthday, which was yesterday. Happy belated birthday. He turned 60. Doesn't mind me sharing that.
I didn't realize that he was even in his 60s. He was good for his 60s.
I know. He looks really good. Like, they all do. They all look great. We went out. The guy was checking people's IDs at the door, and every time one of us gave us our ID, he was like, "What?" When those two came up to give their ID, he was like, you know what, I'm just over it. You all just go in.
Yeah.
You all look young for our age, but they look amazing. But it was a really great time. I got to meet the great Patti LaBelle. She is
Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, awesome. So sweet. She's nothing like I thought she would be. She's a diva, but she's really sweet and very motherly. Give me a hug, holding hands. She's very
nice.
She's kind of tender like that. Yeah, so it's really cute. It was just great being in her presence. She's such a legend, and
she is.
And idol in the music community.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been on cloud 9 since, and those guys have kept in touch. And
that's awesome.
His daughter, one of the members, his daughter was there. she and I are social media friends and have exchanged text messages, and then guys were saying that they'll let me know when they're back in town for another show. And just really,
that's awesome.
It was great. Yeah, it was just a really great time, and to get to meet. And now I don't even want to hear the songs on the radio because I'm like, I wish
the live version, right? Yeah.
The live version.
Uh-huh.
On anymore. So this morning it just felt weird because I was listening to them and I was like, I wish they were here performing. And it actually performed for a really good cause. It was for a program called Living Out Your Dreams, I think is what it is. And I may have that wrong. But it's for it's a program that sponsored kids who are trying to keep music alive, pretty much in communities.
Awesome.
And so a lot of the artists that they have in house, that kids that are now performing around the country, that started off in that program, they had them perform and did the opening act. So that was really great.
Yeah, it's like a great night. I saw the pictures. I said, "Oh, Miss Parker met Patti LaBelle." Yeah, great pictures. Well, that's great.
I was so excited, and thanks for allowing me to share that.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I want to remind you, we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, and, of course, our official website, thestephenknightshow.com. When we come back, Hot Topics, right back after this.
Feels so good. Feels so good.
It's KJ on the beat.
We're all alone. Nobody knows. It's a little secret. That's how we should keep it. Maybe we've been creeping on the low. No time to waste. It's getting late. We jump off the deep end. Not supposed to be here, but it feels so good. Feels so good. When you love me like that, I touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real, and it feels so good. Feels so good. Let me put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, we get inside the beat, 'cause it feels so good. Feels so good. Oh, so wrong. But the feeling strong. Every time I see you, I think about what we do. I can't help but think about it all the time. Close the door. Give me some more. You have my mind going every time you're doing your thing. And it feels so good. When you love me like that, touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real, and it feels so good. It feels good. Feels so good. Feels so good to me. Put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, we get inside the beat, 'cause it feels so good. Feels so good. I would have you on top of me. I would have you on top of me. On top of me. I would have you on top of me. On top of me. Feels so good. Touch you right there. Kiss me on my neck. The love we make is real, and it feels so good. Feels so good. Feels so good. So good. So good. Put my love on top. Give you what you need. When we make love, get inside the beat. Feels so good. Feels so good.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Miss Parker, happy Monday. How's it going?
Hey, happy Monday. How are you?
I cannot complain. Your birthday week coming up. Any big plans?
I'm actually heading to Trinidad on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that.
Awesome.
I celebrate the whole Pisces season, so
Right.
I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks and celebrating with my friends and family.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
You were actually the last day of the Pisces season.
Uh-huh.
What do you have going?
I'm going to L.A. I'm going back to L.A., so I look forward to that. I'm not going to Trinidad. I can't do it big like you. But but definitely going to L.A., so I'll look forward to that.
Awesome.
What's going on with you, Chike? How's it going?
Hey, brother. What's going on? What's up, Ms. Parker?
Hey, what's going on? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, too.
How was the weekend, Chike?
Weekend was good. Checked out a couple movies. One of them was Black Panther yet again.
Okay.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the question of the day is the ability to cook still important in relationships for both men and women? What are your thoughts, Ms. Parker?
I think it depends on the individual couple. I think different people look for different things, but I don't care. I don't care if a partner knows how to cook. So I tend to date men who does cook, which is a great thing. I think because I'm a foodie and I like to eat, maybe that energy attracts the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to cook, and I think I cook pretty well. So I don't.
You do cook very well. Whoever you end up with is going to be they're in for a great treat because you can cook your butt off.
Well, I appreciate that.
Most definitely. What about you, Chike?
I can't really answer without being biased because I like to eat and I can cook. So I'm going to say, yeah, that's vital.
Yeah.
Suppose your partner gets sick and you got to take care of him or her. Then what do you do?
That's true.
I guess all the delivery services.
Right. Grubhub, Uber Eats.
They make it convenient for people who can't cook, so it'll be all right.
I think, I agree with you, Ms. Parker. It depends on the couple. Like, I know, for example, my sister and her husband, like, he loves to cook, and he's really good. Like, him and his brother both. Like, his brother went to Cordon Bleu cooking school, whatever, and their whole family loves to cook. My sister doesn't love to cook. She can boil water, but she's not a big cook. And so, in their relationship, he does all the cooking for the most part. So I think it just depends on what works for the couple, but somebody should be able to cook because, first of all, eating out is not always the best for you, and it can be pricey. So, but yeah.
Because,
right.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think it's individually based too because I know a couple where the man loves to cook and he prefers to. So, everyone's different. But I agree with you. Eating out it's not the best
right.
for everyone.
It's true. Well, tweet us at Stephen Knight Show SHO. Let us know, is the ability to cook still important in a relationship for both men and women? All right, hot topics. Chike, you brought it up, Black Panther. Black Panther is breaking almost every record they have. It tops at 700 million with record-breaking second weekend. They said this is the highest second weekend of a film in a very long time. Why do you think everyone is really just like attracted to this film? I know we talked a lot about this last week, but why do you think it's doing such big numbers?
I mean, I think it's because it's a story that is rarely told in a format that is rarely seen with people who don't normally look the way they the people in this film does as far as superheroes. So I think it breaks a lot of norms. I think it was something that hasn't been done before and was needed. So I think that's kind of why it's been so popular, is because it's something new, something different, and something that a lot of people who have been underrepresented can actually see themselves in this film. So I think those are some of the key reasons.
It's true. What about you, Chike?
I pretty much agree with Ms. Parker. In the fact that also, I think the film is like right on time. It's like the you look at the technological aspects that are included in the movie, they're just advanced enough, but almost just right on time for it to be. It's just one of those movies that it's kind of like you're now, but not now. So it gives people something to strive for. It's like it's really interesting. Like it strikes a chord with. I really can't explain it. I'm at a loss for words. I'm trying to explain it, but I can't.
Yeah.
But it's the timing was right. It was perfect.
I agree, and I think also the dynamic cast. They have done such a wonderful job promoting this when they make their appearances. So articulate and speaking towards what's going on not only in the movie but also what's going on currently in society. And I think that they make. I mean, I know me watching every time I see someone interviewing, I'm proud watching them talk about this film and how it's impacted on our world. And I think that has a huge bit. Not to talk about Monique, we're talking about her later on, but remember she was complaining about having to promote Precious because she wasn't getting paid for it. But it shows you how important promotion is. You know what I mean? And they've been promoting this globally, and you see the sales, 700 million. I mean, you can't beat that. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And they're having fun doing it. If you notice them when they're doing the interviews, they're together and they're having fun.
Exactly. All right, well, a lot of people were in hysteria. I say a lot of women. Well, I guess not just women, but they were in hysteria over Love and Hip Hop Hollywood star Safari. He was the next, the latest celebrity to suffer a nude photo leakage. It was actually a video, and the internet has gone off, especially Nicki Minaj's fans. Some have said, we see why she had over 12 different personalities when she was with them. I saw one girl who's put on Facebook, Safari, if I ever see you, it's on site. And people just going to, have you seen, Ms. Parker, have you seen the video? Yeah, what are your thoughts on celebrities leaked nudes?
Yeah, I saw the video. I saw the internet going crazy last night, and I saw, I went in and clicked on his name, and obviously it came up. I don't know. I just think people are bored and easily entertained and easily distracted. I guess it didn't do anything for me. I didn't get anything out of it. I don't know. I'm not that person, I guess, who's into like seeing news on the internet in that form. And Safari is so annoying to me to the point where I don't think he does like in any way that he can be sexy or somehow attractive in my eyes, because I just think he's so corny and lame.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another reason. Maybe if it was somebody that I was actually attracted to, it would be a difference. But yeah, not him.
Chicken, what are your thoughts on celebrities leaked nudes?
Strategic. Excuse me. Sorry. I feel like that. Just thirst, wanting to be popular, wanting to be more famous, want more clicks and likes and attention and hashtags, and that's just the trend now. People just, not even just celebrities, just regular people. They get thirsty on the internet because they want the attention.
That's true.
Just a couple of weeks ago when the Grammys were going on, I guess Kim Kardashian was like, I don't have a record out, but I'm going to get some attention off this internet. Beyonce's not going to steal it all, so she got naked.
And then remember
that's just what people do.
Last week, they had the video of Black China performing oral sex, if you will. But it kind of backfired on her, that being released, because everybody was teasing her skills, saying that there was this meme of her yelling on the phone. They said she should have had that same energy when she was performing the act instead of yelling. Anyway, I think people are fascinated by it because it is a celebrity. But yeah, I think you shouldn't.
But if you really think about it, they're not really celebrities. They're like just famous.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And also too, I'm sorry, can I bring this up, this point?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine we've had Barack Obama, right?
Right.
Can you imagine, fast forward, generations, if we try to have another president who had a past and then there were leaked nudes out there.
Well, we have a first lady.
Yeah. Well, that's. I mean, but come on.
But she was modeling. Yeah.
Or a parent, someone's parent. Like you go look up the internet and you see your mom or your dad that leaked.
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. I remember, and I hope my mother rest in peace. I remember, as a kid, you snoop through your parents' stuff, and there was this picture. I guess my dad took my mom. This was years ago when they were young, and I remember I saw it, and it scarred me for life. Scarred me for life. And she was so embarrassed. She said, "Why you still got that?" But just imagine, and that was with a Polaroid. So just imagine,
on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you get for going around and sneaking.
That's what I get. Yep. I found that, and I found remember the Vanessa Williams. She covered. She was the what was that? Penthouse. She was the cover of that.
Yeah.
After the whole picture scandal. Yeah, that's what I get.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kim Kardashian. She's raked in 8 figures while selling out her latest fragrance, and the entire advertising campaign was done on social media. Now, her new fragrance line, Kimoji Heart, sold out 300K plus stock Sunday, only 4 days after release. Now, sources associated with the launch say that the total revenue for the 3 new fragrances, Bae, Ride or Die, and BFF, topped the 10 million mark. Now, Kim plugged the scents on social media in a campaign that sent the fragrances. She sent the fragrance to both her lovers and her haters, including Taylor Swift, Black China, Chloe Grace Moretz. Now, fans still trying to get a whiff of this Kim's champagne. Cologne perfume. Excuse me. They said the signature scent Crystal Gardenia is still available. Ms. Park, will you be buying this fragrance?
No, I don't buy anything I see on social media. It's just, but I'm telling you, Kim and her family are at marketing.
They are.
What they specialize in. I think if we weren't so busy being haters, we can actually learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
But no, I don't plan on. I'm kind of aware of what's going on, so I'm not gonna rush out and go get everything that's first by a celebrity the first time. I think they have a target audience. I think
they do. Yeah.
Age range that is into like celebrity stuff, right? So
right.
Audience obviously is a large market. But I don't think they're going after the 31, 32-year-olds. I think they have a younger market that is attracted to that, and so that's who they target. And those kids or young people are on social media the most.
Yeah.
That's where they spend most of it. So it is brilliant marketing, and I can't do anything but wish her the best with whatever it is that she's doing.
Yeah. Chika, do you ever buy celebrity like fragrances or clones?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
No. That's not true. I have, but not for myself.
Okay.
Like my mother, God bless her, she is stuck on Sarah Jessica Parker's Lovely, which was made like 10,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's her signature scent. Like she loves it. They don't even really make it anymore, so I have to go to the ends of the earth to find it. But yeah, I do buy it, but for her.
Yeah. I remember I was leaving Lenox Mall one day, or I was coming to Lenox Mall, I can't remember, and the guy guy that worked there was, put your name on the list. Rihanna will be here Saturday for her fragrance. I'm thinking, why I care about a Rihanna's fragrance? But anyway, yeah, I'm not big on celebrity fragrance, but I think if that was your mama like, you go to the ends of earth to get it for her, Chika.
Oh, yeah.
But I bet you if they said Whitney Houston was coming, you would have been right on that list.
Oh, yeah, but I wouldn't buy the fragrance. I wouldn't have bought the fragrance, though. But, yeah, I'll go see. I'll go watch now. But actually, I was going out of town. That's why I didn't see Rihanna. I left that part out. Well, listen, let's take a quick break and come back with more Hot Topics after this.
We can book a flight early tonight,
Gibson Music.
Baby, where you go? You know I love you so much. Yeah. Baby, where you go? You know I love you so much. Yeah. it's on. Real special with us. Real special with us. Real special with us. You and me, we all that. I love you like I know you love me back. Yeah, you love me back. Yeah, and I'll do anything for you, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight. Yeah, tonight. Yeah, tonight. Yeah. I love you so much. Yeah. We can book a flight, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. Tonight, I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like it's always. You know I love you like it's all day. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like it's always. You know I love you like all day. Anything for you, yeah. You, yeah. You, yeah. You, yeah. You, yeah. Baby, where you go? You know I love you so much. Baby, you're my everything. Yeah. Baby, I'll do anything. For you. Oh, I'll around the world and I'll book that flight on a one-way. They don't have to know. Baby. Know that I just love you so much. You know that I'll do anything for you in a rush. I'm in a hurry for that love. I need that heart, need that soul, need that everything that should do. Same messages always. Love until they never stop our ways. I need every second with you, baby. We can book a flight. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you. I love you so much, yeah. We can book a flight, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. We can do everything that you want, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. You know I love you so much, baby. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like it's always. You know I love you like it's all day. And I'll do anything for you, yeah. You know I love you like a, you know I love you like it's always. You know I love you like all day. Anything for you, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight, baby. We can book a flight and leave tonight, yeah. We can book a flight and leave tonight.
So we're taking over. One time.
That's the nigga they chasing, but they chupa she jackie. Man get never suffer, suffer, man get never suffer, suffer. Man will lie on the waiting. Man, I'm in the setting. Testing, nigga, they chasing you. But the trooper, she checking. I said the trooper, she waiting, she checking, she looking like she not know what they are talking. I told her that trouble she causing, the way that she rocking and shaking her tuma. Onina Fatumata, put it on me like she from Kakatai. All the men is scatter, now Benny, I want in a chaklai. When you tie your lapa, and you wear your skin test, when you rocking your tuma, one day I won't marry you. Chamu, I won't take you. Anything you want, I give it to you. Take my knee, my money, my car, my clothes, my everything, oh. Suffer, I can never suffer, Hungry lion, they waiting. But I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing. But the trooper, she checking. I can never suffer, Hungry lion, they waiting. But I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing. But the trooper, she checking.
What play you non-see funk, get capping. Like I said before, hungry line blocking. You leave it, another scamming with bop it. Grab it, squeeze it with dry face. That the time you will be trying how to catch it. You know you're missing a casa bete. You fix it, all five, trying how to catch it. Then you want speed series now till they get. Pretty girl, let me take you out of dinner. I got a cheddar, forgive me, I was a sinner. Gonna be better from January down to December. Take trips, go to spas even in the winter. So sexy, gorgeous, and beautiful. Everything that we do is so memorable. I'm feeling you from your head down to your toes. Don't have to speak on it, I'm gonna show.
Hungry lion, they waiting. But I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing. But the trooper, she checking. I can never suffer, Hungry lion, they waiting. But I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing. But the trooper, she checking.
Anytime she walking, the boy them be watching. Anytime she walking, the boy them be jaking. Baby girl, you temptation. Anytime you turn girl, you confusion. Baby girl, you temptation. Anytime you turn girl, you confusion. Baby girl, you blow my mind away. Anytime you turn like way, girl, you make me wanting you tonight. Forget, never, you never suffer.
Hungry lion, they waiting. But I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing. But the trooper, she checking. Forget never suffer, Forget never suffer, Hungry lion, they waiting. But I'm in the setting. That's the nigga they chasing. But the trooper, she checking.
Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Monifah, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to The Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you we're all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram. Of course, our official website, thestephennightshow.com. You can also check us on iTunes, iHeartRadio. Just go to our website. You can find all the ways you can listen to us. All right, so this was controversial last week. You know, they had this school shooting in Florida, and afterwards, 45 said that he put out a plan or made a suggestion that highly trained teachers carry guns in an effort to deter the next mass casualty event. And he said that they should get bonuses for it, but they, of course, have the training. Well, Aaron Sido, he is in Missouri, and they started, in that district, they started having some of the teachers in the elementary school, actually several of the schools, carry guns as well after the whole Newtown shooting. Now, what they suggest is they make the teachers, the faculty, that do carry guns, they make them do a initial 40-hour training session with a company called Shield Solutions, and then they have, after the initial training, 24 hours, additional training every year to maintain their ability to carry a gun, and they have to have a psych evaluation. Now, of course, they say this works for them and in their district, but of course, a lot of people said that teachers should be there to teach, not to hold guns. And if you remember at the shooting in Florida, they had an armed security guard on site, but he stayed outside. He didn't go inside the building. So it makes the argument towards the notion that because there's armed forces in the school, that it will help. What are your thoughts on this? Should teachers be armed?
I think it's just so ridiculous. No, absolutely not. Because we're going to create an issue where now students and teachers are shooting each other. And, yeah, it may be working momentarily in an elementary school, but I think that's just setting the wrong precedent that we now need to have schools with guns and adding more guns. And so the narrative has been, especially from the Republicans, that more guns is going to be the solution. And actually, the solution is actually less guns. And the crazy thing is, I know they're pushing this agenda that it's not the guns, it's mental health. There are mental health issues in every country. Other countries have mentally ill people. How come America is the only one who is undergoing this mass increase in mass shootings? Because we have the poorest gun laws. Our government and government officials that we're electing are being bought by the NRA, and they are now putting their interests above the country and the safety of our children. So yeah, there are mentally ill people all over. You don't see Canada getting shot up every week, or Germany or New Zealand. Those countries have the same issues with mentally ill people, but they don't have mentally ill people by nature are not violent people. So it's just it's common sense solution to me, and for me, the people who are defending the NRA and their rights, and they're not addressing the issues. You can have a pistol, you can have guns that is going to be that's going to protect you and your family. No one is saying don't have that. We're saying don't have weapons that were meant for war.
Right.
You have to shoot off automatic rounds into children and kill 17 kids.
Right.
That's the difference. So I can't understand how somebody could be, regardless of what your party alignment is and what your beliefs as far as arms are concerned, how you could be for these weapons, how you can be for the sale of these weapons. It baffles me, but I think that what it is that people are always afraid of losing their power, and so the members somehow having the NRA membership. It somehow keeps them secure, that they are somehow in charge of their lives or in charge of their community or whatever it may be, and that's not true. So I just know I don't think it's a good idea at all.
TK?
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea either, because the narrative now will be, in order to be a teacher, to teach in a school, you now need to have this as well. And I don't think that that's something that should be required of a teacher.
Right.
At the basic level, it's inhibiting learning. Like now you go to school and you have to worry about, am I going to lose my life today? Or did my teacher load her gun? Is it right. Are you going to be able to protect me? These are the things that we're going to be thinking about now.
There are mentally ill children in school. So then how do you protect the guns from those kids who are now have easier access to it because their teachers have it? I
could do you one better.
The logic behind any of it just doesn't make sense.
How many videos have you seen on Instagram where you have a student in the classroom going off on the teacher? Now, the teacher now has a gun. What happens now?
That's true.
It becomes a struggle over the gun.
Yeah, it's true, because we've seen videos online where teachers are fighting the students, physically fighting the students. And another thing, the NRA, in my opinion, they're not for the people, because one of the other suggestions was to raise the age that a person can purchase a firearm. So the guy who shot up the school in Florida, he had bought like 10 guns in 2 years, and he was 18. So why did he need that many guns? Why wasn't that flag? NRA said they're not going to change the age. You can't buy alcohol until you're 21, so why keep buy a gun that can kill people? You know what I mean? I think it is ridiculous, and I don't think teachers should have to have that responsibility. It's just something else they have to, they're underpaid in many cases, and now you have to worry about being, armed guard kind of situation. I don't think it's a good idea. And I think that the fact that they're pushing the agenda of more guns is just, reinforcing the fact that how powerful the NRA is and how they're lining these politicians' pockets. They had a town hall meeting last week, and Marco Rubio was there, and a student asked him point blank, will you be accepting money from the NRA for your campaign? Marco Rubio, he bounced around that. He said he'll take anyone who supports him. But
Stubborn and stammering. I heard him.
Stubborn and stammering. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Well, something has to happen because this is getting out of hand. We've had over 18 mass shootings in schools this year. That's crazy. All right. Go ahead.
I was just going to add this point. So when it comes to certain things, especially issued from the government, you can only have one per your address, like per address.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why can't it be that way for guns? One gun per address.
And also, when it comes to the whole mental health issue, they said that mental health people who have mental health issues, they're more likely to be hurt by a gun than to use a gun. So I think that kind of debunks that, but oh no. All right. We'll switch gears. Your girl Monique. So once again, she's publicly dissed director Will Packer. She was on The Breakfast Club, where she clashed with Charlamagne the God and continuously called him by his real name, Leonard. Now, things got especially interesting when Monique tried to compare William Packer, who she feuded with on the set of Almost Christmas, to Harvey Weinstein, but got shut down quickly by Charlamagne. Monique said, the guy, Harvey Weinstein, he was able to do all that for how many years? Do you think this is a unique situation? Do you think people are fearful to speak out when they're mistreated? Charlamagne said, there's a difference between mistreatment and sexual assault, Monique. You can't put out false equivalencies about people. Now, Monique's husband said, wait a minute, Charlamagne, you're absolutely right, but mistreatment is mistreatment. And Charlamagne said, you can't paint Will in the same brush as Harvey Weinstein. So Charlamagne went on Twitter after the interview, and he said, to be fair, she degrades a lot of black people too. She told Oprah to suck her D and tried to equate Will Packer to Harvey Weinstein. That's pretty disgusting to me. And Will himself jumped in, but he pretty much said, it's slanderous, but no matter how ugly the truth is, I would not publicly degrade a black woman. We can't afford that, not ever, but especially not in the age of Trump. There's a reason Black Hollywood, a pretty supportive and tight-knit group, is largely silent on this one. Do you think that William Packer should have defended himself against Monique, or do you think that he did well with his response?
I think he did the right thing to kind of stay out of it and be neutral and more supportive, because that's kind of what she's claiming is that Black Hollywood is this self-interest loading environment where no one is looking out for each other. And I think what it is Monique, she has valid points, right? She makes, but I think what it is I think just from her interviews you can tell that she's not an easy person to work with. So she has developed a reputation of not going with the status quo. But in that situation, too, you have to be willing to take the consequences.
Right.
You can step up and say, you know what, I will narrow my standards and I won't let anyone mistreat me, or no one is going to go below the bar that I've created for my standards. That's okay. But what you can't choose is, my vice coaches always say this, you can always make a choice, but you don't get to choose the consequences. So it's okay for you to make a choice and stop taking a stand and here's what I'm going to do, here's what I'm not going to do in my career. We all have those decisions to make.
Right.
We're all aware of what the consequences are going to be. So I think she wants it both ways. She wants to be able to say, here are my standards, and yeah, I'm going to go against the status quo, which is fine. But she's not willing to take the consequences that come with going against the status quo. So there are actors and actresses who come into the business, and she said she was paid $50,000 for pressure, and she has a contract she signed to do that before going in. Yeah, $50,000 sounds very low for a movie that she won the Academy Award for, but if she had went about it maybe a different way without with the promotion, who knows if she could have done a second movie well,
right,
where she's making more. A lot of women are underpaid in Black Hollywood, in Hollywood, period. And we're the issues that she's bringing about, we're also aware are real issues. Black women are underpaid, the most underpaid class of people out there. We're aware of that. We're aware that black people are underpaid. We're aware that women in general are underpaid. So she makes some valid statements and overall claims, but I think it's how her choice to be a victim in her situation, I think is what and she seems so bitter and so victimized. I think she can use that to empower herself instead of being a victim, because you can either empower yourself through your struggles, or you can be a victim by it. And I think she's choosing to be a victim, which isn't coming across very well.
Chike?
So I think Monique's situation it's a mixed bag of things. It's real things that have happened to her where she was really actually the victim. It's also her having a poor attitude when it comes to work, and it's also her damaging relationships. The whole Precious thing in the $50,000, that was a unique situation simply because she got paid from Lee Daniels himself to be.
That was before, right?
They never,
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, they never expected for her to do what he did. It was an independent film. Will you be in this? She said yes. He paid her $50,000. She shot her part. That was the end of that. Now, he took it and he ran off with it to get it to do more. And Lionsgate picked it up on the strength of Tyler Perry.
Right.
And then it went on to do other things. Her deal with Lee Daniels was over. So technically she did not have to promote that movie. However, everyone else knew what was at stake, so they jumped in and they just did it. She didn't want to, and I understand her reasoning because she had just had the twins and she did not want to travel. She wanted to stay at home. I get it, but there's a consequence that you make, again, for her choice. You have to understand where you are. You can't be mad at anyone. You can't lash out at anyone. That's a choice you made. So now you have this reputation. How do you come back from having that reputation because now your brand is at stake? You have to play nice. You got to go far left because you went all the way right. You have to fix it. But her constantly having these conversations and showing these receipts, and it's like a sister and a brother arguing and fighting. See, Mommy, look what he did. See, Mommy, look what he did. Like, come on. Keep it going. Get to work. Should have took that $500,000 check and kept it moving with Netflix. That would have been the start of it. Or even at this point, make a public apology, like a for real one, and try to move on. Because the next job that she's going to get is going to be a low ball anyway, and that's what she keeps trying to hopscotch over, is doing work for minimal pay. But you're going to have to get started somewhere, so you're going to have to do that at some point in time if you want to work and build yourself back up, because she's down to nothing.
Yeah, I agree. I think the more she talks, the worse she's making it for herself. And, she's a talented woman, but, no one's going to want to work with you based on what we're seeing every day. And, again, she does have a lot of valid points, but it's her delivery. It's the way she's going about doing it. You don't tell Oprah to suck your, you don't do that. I mean, this is someone that's beloved by millions and millions of people all over the world.
Steven, don't you think it looks worse now that she's doing all this talking and the people that she's talking about aren't really saying anything?
They're not saying Oprah. They finally they asked Oprah about it, and she pretty much brushed it off and said that she pretty much she takes the high road. She's not entertaining it. She's not going to entertain it.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
Why would Oprah Winfrey go back and forth with Monique? Like, I mean, it's like fighting with, I don't know, a kindergartner or something. Like, it's just not.
It's beneath you, right?
It's a different level of maturity. It's a different level of mentality. And I think Monique is so embedded in her victim mentality right now, where she can't see past it. And I honestly, if any well wishes I have for her is healing, because that's kind of what she needs right now. It's just like she needs to kind of heal from that place of hurt and pain. And you just sent me a video where her husband, because I think a lot of times too, when you are in that space, you attract people who are in the same space.
Yeah.
And I think her husband has the same energy as her. Her husband has the same energy of her, this victim mindset, that they're both going really hard at it. And you showed me a video where they were both crying.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it doesn't seem healthy. It's one thing of releasing your pain. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. Somebody says something has happened to them, I tell them, the first thing I say is, I believe you and I'm sorry that happened. But I think it takes courage to come out and say, I've been a victim of so-and-so and I've been victimized in certain ways. That takes courage. But then what do you do with that after? And I think that's where she's stuck in this space of not knowing how to move forward in her power instead of being stuck in her pain.
That's true. Very well said.
But I know one thing, Monique's gonna come for y'all, because she's on the tour to come for everybody.
Yeah. The Stephen Knight Show might be next.
Can I just say this before we get off Monique? Miss Ayana, if you're listening, please go help our sister Monique. Help that baby out. It's huge right now.
She said she ain't messing up her stacks over no Monique. Keep that over there, Monique.
Right.
Right. She said, She said, you keep that over there. Well, listen, before we go to break, this is our last Black History Month appreciation segment. So, this day, 1928, singer Fats Domino was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. If you don't know who he is, he was someone who broke a lot of barriers. Go on YouTube. That's what I had to do. Listen, when we come back, our interview with the very talented and beautiful Monifah. Right back after this.
and I'm still spinning in my bed. How long will this end? Oh, oh, oh.
Whoop. Whoop. Yeah. Step up in the club, they like who that? They like who that? I said they step up in the club, they like who that? Yeah. Step up in the club, they like who that? Money in the air, you know them boys blow stack. Bottles all night, tell them bring it to the back. Shorty on the dance floor, I'm trying to get behind that. Who that? Step up in the club, they like who that? Money in the air, you know them boys blow stack. Bottles all night, tell them bring them to the back. Up in VIP with lil' mama on my lap. Who that? Step up in the club, we party, no comparison. Niggas tryna ball forever. Marvin Harrison, them hoes getting fucked together. Probably sandwich them, you know I'm only about my cheddar. No interfering there, bottle popping up in the air, money throwing in the sky. I'm tryna make $1 million. That's our all-time high. While you always mad we getting paid. If you ain't from the struggle, my nigga, you can't relate. My focus on the money, most niggas get in the way. You in the way of my success, my nigga, then you astray. Okay, you wonder why I don't talk much. I stay to myself. In the VIP section, drunk around no one else. Step up in the club, they like who that? Money in the air, you know them boys blow stack. Bottles all night, tell them bring it to the back. Shorty on the dance floor, I'm trying to get behind that. Who that? Step up in the club, they like who that? Money in the air, you know them boys blow stack. Bottles all night, tell them bring them to the back. Up in VIP with lil' mama on my lap. Who that? You know I'm chasing De Niro, trying to make me $1 million though. Shorty scheming, I have a demon, don't want no zero. Only chasing them cutthroats, she fucking with the stars. Trying to chase the ball without getting on the job. Me, I'm never worried, a hoe will never turn me on when money coming in. We battle like it's free for all, you jeopardize that. More reasons to get involved, stay low, and always keep your circle small. You know they saying why he fly, shorty just trying to get by. I'm trying to get up in the rim bounce, you know how we ride. Pack the club up in the slide, you know the cheese slide. Can't be with you forever, I need the cheese, man. Step up in the club, they like who that? Money in the air, you know them boys blow stack. Bottles all night, tell them bring it to the back. Shorty on the dance floor, I'm trying to get behind that. Who that? Step up in the club, they like who that? Money in the air, you know them boys blow stack. Bottles all night, tell them bring them to the back. Up in VIP with lil' mama on my lap. Who that?
This is Savage.
And this is Kai.
And we are from the Articulate Podcast, and you are listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to The Stephen Knight Show. I'm so excited about our next guest. She is music royalty. You know her from hit songs like I Miss You, I Can Tell, Touch It, Brown Eyes, you name it. Miss Monifah, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
Wonderful. Blessed. I can't complain.
I hear that. Well, listen, you knew from a very early age that you wanted to be in music and acting and all that. What made you decide that's the route you wanted to take?
Well, I don't think it was a decision I made. It was just something that was dropped in me.
Okay.
And that's all I could see. You know, that's all I wanted to do. I knew that at some point that that's what I was gonna try and do. And I saw myself being a singer like the greats, Shaka, Diana Ross, and Dionne Warwick. You know, those are the people I grew up on. Natalie Cole and Nancy Wilson. You know, and Luther Vandross. So those are the examples I had, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, and so you went to the prestigious F.H. LaGuardia High School of Performing Arts in New York. What did you learn there? Because a lot of people, they go into music and they, pursue music, but they don't necessarily have the training or the schooling. How did that education sets you apart from, someone that's just, okay, I'm going to be a singer?
Well, I actually started in this business professionally at 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I really learned a lot from that point, auditioning for commercials and doing off-Broadway theater and those kinds, and doing commercials and stuff. So I learned a lot early on from that.
Right.
From going to LaGuardia for voice, I kind of was more into the social aspect of school, because it was so many different, cultures and ethnicities that went to the same school. It was really cool. So I kind of got caught up in the more the social side of it. And I mean, I learned some Italian, and I learned how to sing a little bit of opera. And but other than that, it was really more social and the other side of what the school had to offer, which was not a bad thing. It just, I was kind of bored. And yeah, I actually didn't graduate from LaGuardia either. So I'm but I'm still considered an alumni. So I'm okay.
I bet they will consider you one.
I am alumni, but
yeah. I bet they would consider you one. You're Monifah. Yeah, she came here. She was alumni.
I mean, even my people that I went to, that I was in school with for the 2 years I was there, I'm still considered alumni, and it was an incredible experience, and I made a great many lifelong friends there. So
most definitely,
it's awesome.
Most definitely.
Mhm.
Now, growing up in New York, I know that's a melting pot for a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people. How do you think that contributed to your style and your sound?
It's just New York is impressionable. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, I grew up I am hip hop. I grew up dead at the beginning. I'm probably, as soon as I was probably born, maybe only years before hip hop.
Wow,
it's that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So me and hip hop grew up together, and so I would say that, and just the swag of New York. I mean,
right,
because
yeah.
it's so culturally rich,
mm-hmm.
And there's so much infusion in different genres and stuff like that of music and everything, fashion, everything. So
exactly.
I would say that's just because I'm from New York. It's just what it is. I think it has a lot to do with the multi-cultural and ethnic population and concentrations in some neighborhoods. So, yeah, definitely swagged out New York.
I love New York. I keep telling everybody, I'm moving to New York. I'm moving to New York. I'm moving. But as a New Yorker, how do you feel? Because I have a lot of friends from New York, and they have their feelings of how New York was back then, and then now with some of the gentrification and those kind of things, how it is now. What is your thoughts on all that? How New York has changed over the years?
There's pros and cons to everything. I mean, for me, growing up in Harlem and seeing Harlem as it was and seeing Harlem as it is now, I'm not so upset. The politics of it upset me. What's happening to people that are being priced out of their homes in Harlem, that annoys me. I'm not mad. All of this stuff that's happening and great for Harlem is not really for the true or the standing citizens of Harlem. They're trying, it's certain tax bracket and quite frankly, a different demographic altogether. And it's really about money. I don't want to go into the race thing, but it's definitely first and foremost about the tax bracket.
Right. Yeah.
It hasn't shifted to the point where it's lost its I still feel, I'm always in Harlem. I work out in Harlem. I'm back home. I go train in Harlem. I'm always in Harlem. I eat, I dine, party in Harlem, and it still has its flavor. I'm not mad at what's happening there as far as the people are concerned. It's just the people that don't have anywhere to go, that are being priced out of their homes.
Right, yeah. That's unfortunate, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you your first project, you worked a lot with the late great Heavy D. Rest in peace to him.
Well, I have my first project because of him.
Because of him. You want to talk about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, Heav and I knew each other socially, and I was in a group, and he was doing some songs for us for our production deal, and he's like, I this particular song. So fast forward, he needed some reference vocals. I did them, and he decided that day that I did the first day I did one of the reference vocals that I could keep the song, and B, that we were going to start my album the next day.
Oh,
so he's the reason why I got signed to Uptown. He's the reason why my album got started. It's all because of Hev.
Wow. So throughout, you had platinum and gold albums and success in the industry. What was the highlight for you? What was I'm sure there are several of them, but what's one that sticks out to your head as a highlight of Monifah's career thus far?
Oh wow! It might sound so simple, but I took it all with a grain of salt. It was all fun and it was all a blessing, and I probably took a lot for granted too. I have to be honest about that. And I would say that the highlight was my all-time, favorite singer and artist and writer. Tina Marie told me that I could sing and thought I was amazing when she came to my gold album release party.
Wow.
I mean, not gold. My celebrating my gold status for the first album.
Wow.
And that was a highlight.
I can imagine.
The first one was hearing it on the radio for the first time, but I was hungover, and I was Hev. I was like, okay, hey, I was partying the night before, and Hev was premiering it on it must have been Hot 97 at the time,
right?
And and I was like,
All right. Well, we'll celebrate later. We've been celebrating. Yeah.
That was hilarious, but it was awesome. Yeah, those are the two highlights.
So when you think now, the music industry, especially urban and R&B music, has a lot of people have, I won't say lost interest, but they have lost the feeling of what music is today. They feel like it's everyone sounds the same. Everyone's trying to do the same thing. You can't understand half the words that are being said on the radio, that kind of thing. What are your thoughts on the music industry today?
I don't think it's lost the essence. I think, music is ever evolving. People are taking a lot more chances. As far as artists, everybody's an artist, and I think the word is used loosely, but there's not a lot of, there's no more exclusivity, and there's pros and cons to it, but I also believe that it's great for artists that are established. They have direct access to their fan base, and they kind of can live and die by their own sword, and you get in as much as you get out of it as much as you put in. So
exactly.
I do, there's a lot of politics involved in who gets what or how things get rationed out within the pie of the music business. We have to remember it is a business, and it's an unjust business, just like every other area of where power struggles happen or power is concerned. Exactly. So there's a lot of hurdles, to a lot of obstacles that you have to overcome. But once you find your niche, I think, especially artists that have been around, once you find your niche and create your lane and get your direct fan base, you have direct access to them now, so it's really no excuse.
Exactly.
And you figure it out, it's all to the good because it's yours. You don't have to, you live and die by your decisions and your effort.
Right, yeah.
It's really that simple.
That's true. Very true. Now, a lot of us, we knew your music and we knew you, but we didn't really get to see, and not that we saw, your everyday life, but we saw more of you on R&B Divas, which everyone fell in love with you. I know I fell in love with you on that show. I just
thank you.
Your spirit and your soul, How was it like shooting a reality show and coming together with those powerhouse women in the industry?
It was great. It taught me a lot about myself. I had an amazing time. Highs and lows and everything in between. I'm so glad that I was a part of it and that I did it.
Yeah.
Especially working with, other, solid artists. Those are artists.
Mm-hmm.
And strong personalities and beautiful in their own right. Each of us is amazing.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel. And I'm glad I did it. It was amazing. It taught me a lot about myself. It really did. It really, really shone the light on me,
Absolutely.
on my stuff that I needed to see for myself. Yeah.
And we got to meet your wife on there. Your wife.
Yes. Who's now my wife? Yeah.
Yeah, your wife now.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did she like it?
We're married. She was in and out. She was fine. It was fun.
That's good.
She was one of my biggest supports when things, got a little rough and sticky, and I was able to bounce things off of her, and she was able to help me, navigate through the tough times.
Yeah.
And we had a blast doing that.
That's awesome.
And we ended on a beautiful high note with our wedding, and it was wonderful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this day and age, we live in such a crazy climate with the current administration, with the Me Too movements and Black Lives Matter, and just everything that's going on these days. What are your thoughts on what's going on in our country?
I think that, quite honestly, aside from, I think we have to definitely become more involved in the political arena and really use our voices and our strength and vote. And, although some people would probably argue that won't make a difference, but the first thing we absolutely can do, and what I'm doing, is starting with the person I see every day. The first person I see every day is me. And so I'm working on being my best self, so what I contribute and the energy I give off is a positive, is a plus to the energy that's had all around this world, especially in this country. It starts there. Real talk. It really starts there. Like I don't care what you do, physically or tangibly do. If you're not in alignment in a positive way, if your energy is twisted and you're in a state, not saying that we can any of us be perfect, but if you're living your life delusionally, or you're not in alignment with whatever you believe or whatever the source is for you, or the source, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If the energy is pouring out, it's still going to be the same, and it's going to taint anything that you try to do. And I've learned that from my own journey.
Right.
You can't. Teddy Pendergrass, you can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. Can. You know what I'm saying? So once you begin to address and really walk in your truth and about who you are and who you don't want to be and who you're decide to become, then things will shift in your life, and then you'll be able to be an amazing tool and vessel for positive changes and great things to happen. And then the other side of that for me is that things are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Whether we look at them, the perspective, like good or bad, is something I'm really trying to stay away from judging things, even in the good or bad part. Of course, things don't feel good, and some things are horrible, and absolutely, I'm not saying it's not, but there's things that the world has to move, and certain things must transpire to incite people to pay attention, to make a change. And usually it has to be something that's painful, because in pain, that's where the source gets our attention the quickest.
Yep.
And in pain, that's how we grow. And that's what, and most of us spend so much time running from pain that we never get the lesson. So we keep repeating the same BS.
Yeah, that's true.
I got it now.
You got it now?
Acceptance.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got it personally. Surrender, and I just did a new tat, and it's surrender plus acceptance plus truth equals life.
Wow.
Like I need to look that and see that every day for me to be operating in my best self and remember that I'm not living my life autonomously. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even the decisions are not really my own. I'm just asking to be in alignment with the source and then move from there.
Most
and,
definitely.
And just hear that voice clearly. So that's where I'm at. With looking at the world, we got to start, with us, with the individual. You have to start with yourself.
And I think that's what helps us get us through that, get us through the chaos that we see every day by focusing on ourselves and focus on being that light. Yeah, so I definitely get that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, don't buy into it. Cut that goddamn on TV off. Get off of Instagram.
Right.
Get off of Facebook for a minute. Do that stuff within you gotta because that stuff will have you believing that there's no joy in the world.
Right.
And that's a lie.
Right.
Because it'll have you operating completely in the negative aspects of what we're experiencing in life every day these days. Mm-hmm. There is joy. There's way more joy than there is sadness. Real talk.
Agree. I agree with that.
And I was buying into the other side for a long time, and I was like, things may not always be the easiest, or you may not always feel great, but it's about perspective, and it's about how you get through those moments where you're not feeling your best. You can't lean on your own understanding. Whatever you believe in, it has to be bigger than you.
Right.
You can't be in more control of it because we're just not. I just don't believe we're designed to not rely on something an energy higher than ourselves and bigger and stronger and more omnipotent than ourselves.
Yeah, I agree.
We're all those things too, but there's definitely something larger.
Yeah, most definitely. You're preaching tonight.
I'm just sharing what I'm like, what's coming, what I'm becoming way more clear about. I have a lot of clarity.
I believe that. I can see it. So what's next for you? What's next for Monifah?
In my mind, and and what I'm hoping for is that I am. I can't even answer that question. I know that I have music done. I'm doing more music. Mm-hmm. I'm writing, some theatrical vehicles for myself. Awesome. My intention is clear, and then I'm acting on my intention. I don't know what's next.
Okay.
I think it's whatever's next. It's going to make a whole lot of sense. And it's going to be in alignment with my prayers and what God wants for me. That's all I can absolutely say for certain.
Hey, and that's honest. That's honest. Well, listen, Mosey, I thank you so much for joining us tonight and definitely appreciate the conversation. I know that you're on social media and you interact with your fans. What's the best way that we can keep up with you?
Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. IG, it's and Twitter. It's the Monifah, and it's TheMonifah.
All right. Well, Monifah, thank you so much.
So my hands are crossed. Oh, you're welcome, Stephen. Thank you.
You did the cross. You did the cross.
Huh?
I said you said that you did the cross.
Yeah, across the whole.
Across the board. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's the same. It's my handle is the same.
I got you. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, listen, thank you so much again. I wish you nothing continued success. I look forward to hearing the new music when you're ready to put it out.
Thank you. I'll make sure you're one of the first that has it.
I'm going to hold you to it, too, when I come to New York, too.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this.
Okay.
must confess that those were the best days that I ever had, yeah. Now that I'm older, this world is colder, chips on our shoulders, can we get over all the pain from the past? So I was stuck in the middle, becoming bitter, then I considered life can be so simple when you let it go. You gotta let it go. I'm feeling fine, got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm feeling fine, got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Moved out to Georgia, knew what I wanted, hope that I'd start a new life. Found a new meaning, followed my dreams. The phone started ringing, 'cause I was singing, but I was flying so high. Then I battled convictions, faced some evictions. All did I mention had good intentions. Perfection, just keep accepting life can be so sweet when you let it go. You gotta let it go. I'm feeling fine, got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I am what I'm supposed to be. 'Cause I know that I am what I'm supposed to be. I'm feeling fine, I got a peace of mind, it's right on time, it's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I never go back again, no. Never go back again, oh no. Never go back again, no, no. Never go back again, I never go back again. No matter what they tell me, no, I'm never turning back to where I'm supposed to be. I never go back again, no. Never go back again, no. I never go back again. Never go back again. Never go back again. Never go back again. I ain't going back no more. Got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. 'Cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm feeling fine, I got a peace of mind, and it's right on time. It's time to shine, 'cause I know that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. You know where I'm from. Yeah. Windy City, Windy City. Yeah. You know where I'm from. Yeah. Shot City, Shot City.
Yeah, what up? Yeah, what up?
773.
What up?
That's 708.
What up? What up?
630-815.
We la 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 la. From the Midwest, homie, this is life. We do it the best, yeah, we do it right. We deep up in these streets, yeah, from day to night. Y'all know where we be, yeah, you know we rep that. That 312, yeah, that Windy City. That 312, yeah, my head is with me. That 312, yeah, that Windy City. That 312, yeah, my head is with me.
from the shop, my dude. Came in the game for the crown, my dude. Know a couple goons from the south side to leave your mouth wide open and don't make the whole crowd move like rah. With around my dude, from the low end to the wild wild too. Hunters and these youngers, they be gunning and be stunting, ain't no pump. Nobody smiling at you, huh? It'll go down, my dude, without a word or a sound, my dude. Out west, they will clown out too. Bring out that cannon for Knicks, demanding your shit while you panic and flinch. You standing and pissing, then vanish and dipping. Blow bands with a chicken, then laugh at that lick that they hit real quick. These dudes wild out too, huh? You know now, my dude, the look of the street is a frown, my dude. Don't work, you don't eat, stay from round they food. The hunger, the feast is shot town, don't snooze. The heat of that bang of that hammer, these tools. They using the war on the street and there's few who live by that, don't die by that, that's fact. It's Chirac, I'm from the Midwest, homie, this is life. We do it the best, yeah, we do it right. We deep up in these streets, yeah, from day to night. Y'all know where we be, yeah, you know we rep that 312, yeah, that Windy City. That 312, yeah, my head is with me. That 312, yeah, that Windy City. That 312, yeah, my head is with me. It's Chirac, my hitter. Yeah, the best city on the map, my hitters. Know a couple spots that'll leave a bucket shot by the talent that we got, so watch them hitters. Yeah, watch. We on top, my hitters. The women we got, they be hot. Traffic be moving non-stop. Middle finger to the cops. It's different every block, but we still cream of the crowd. Summer's by the lake, keep a rugged feeling great. In them Jordan number 8s, it'll pop. People move here by the flock to get the festivals, food in the spots. Forget the tickets be costing a lot, but it's the home of jazz house and bebop. With the Bulls, the Bears, and White Sox. Can't miss the legends and pimps that we got. With the best of the best in hip-hop. Whether you like it or not. It's the crucial conflict, psychodrama, and twister. Common, Kanye, Lupe, Bump, J, Freddie, G, King, Louis, do or die. It's the shot. From the Midwest, homie, this is life. We do it the best, yeah, we do it right. We deep up in these streets, yeah, from day to night. Y'all know where we be, yeah, you know we rep that 312, yeah, that Windy City. That 312, yeah, my head is with me. That 312, yeah, that Windy City. That 312, yeah, my head is with me.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the First Lady Faith Evans, and you're listening to the Stephen Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Our next guest is someone I've known for over a decade. He does it all. Recently, I was featured on his website in the section called The Talk. Please help me welcome the very talented Rah Mosley. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be on the show. And
Absolutely. I can't believe after all these years you have not been on it yet, but finally we made it happen, right?
Right. And that's all that matters.
Right, exactly. Well, tell everyone about you, and I mean, you do a lot. So tell everybody about you and what you have going on.
Well, I am Rah Mosley. I created a lifestyle guide for tall guys. Well, a website for tall guys called the Tall Lifestyle Guide. I initially did it because I always get asked, where do I shop, where do I find clothes and stuff like that. So I figured, this was something that I enjoy doing. So I figured I would go ahead and create a blog that caters to tall guys and talk about clothing and where to find certain items, shoes, clothing, suits, whatever, a tall guy would need. Because I always I hate the word big and tall or being described as big and tall or go to the big and tall store, because usually big and tall stores cater more to big than tall. So
yeah,
like shopping in those stores sometimes is kind of like a waste of time, because you initially have to end up getting everything tailored to fit you right, because you have to go up on the size for it to be long enough, but then it's too big. So I wanted to do something where I could kind of like show guys where you could find stuff that fits better.
Right.
Being this tall or being over 6'5", you're going to have to get some alterations done anyway. And I suggest that all guys do that, have a good tailor on hand anyway, because just because of our size, the clothing is going to have to be tailored no matter where you get it from most of the time. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I want people to know this too, because I'm tall. I'm 6'4", but you are 6'10". So, so definitely you're speaking from a good perspective about being tall.
Right. So yeah, I have the extra length on me, so it's kind of like always hard to find. Back in the day, it was very hard to find like things that were long enough as far as coats, long sleeve shirts, and stuff like that. Or even with jeans, like jeans wouldn't be long enough with it. I have to get real bad. I never was really into the whole baggy dressing like look or whatever, so I didn't want my jeans to be so baggy. But now more designers and more stores are starting to carry stuff that is longer lengths, catering more to all guys. So that's a good thing.
So I was featured on your website, which actually rolled out last week for the talk. And tell us about the talk and under the Tall Living section. Tell us about that and what qualifies one to be featured.
Well, I created the talk because I didn't want to being that it's my blog and it's named after me and I'm the face of the brand that I'm building. I wanted to be able to showcase other tall guys and talk to them about their shopping experiences, their experiences growing up being a tall man, and just kind of show different guys from different backgrounds that might have that might work in different industries also, and do different, not just the same type every week or whatever. And to qualify to be interviewed on the site, I usually go look for guys that are 6'3" and above.
Okay.
For the tall. Yeah, so I try and get guys that are taller and that I feel have a personal style about themselves, or can bring something to the interview, or make the interview interesting. And we also do a photo shoot together, which some of the pictures will be used throughout the interview as with yours, and some of the pictures I ended up saving later and just using them for Instagram posts. Or maybe another post on the blog. But yeah, I did that just to kind of show that there's different guys. Because all tall guys still don't have the same body type. So
right, exactly.
Some guys are tall and real slim. Some are medium build. Some are big build. So just to showcase different guys and interview them and have a conversation.
Right. So one of the recent articles you had a couple of days ago is nine ways cardio workouts can help diabetes. Tell us about that.
Well, I did that because I am diabetic, and I found out I was diabetic in 2012.
Okay.
And since then, I've had to change a lot of things. I've always been pretty active and worked out a lot, which is why when I thought that I was diabetic, I was like, how did this happen to me?
Yeah. I remember years ago when you were training for the fitness competitions and stuff like that. I remember that.
Yeah. So I've been into all of that, and so I think it was a lot of factors that could have caused it or brought it on.
Right.
Two of my grandparents are diabetic.
Okay.
And it's kind of skipped. Nobody else has it except for me. But
wow.
Yeah. So when I found out, of course, you have to change the way you do things and eating habits and da da da. But one of the things my doctor always told me, she was like, the fact that I work out a lot helps me, and she told me to focus more on cardio because the cardio help keep my the blood flow and just keeping my weight down with increasing my chance of reversing my diabetes. And since I've been doing all the things that I'm supposed to do as far as working out and trying my best to maintain, I don't have the best eating habits, but I don't eat horrible.
Right.
I've kind of my medications have been reduced, so I'm close to the point where
that's real good.
Yeah, I'll probably be off of it. So I'm looking forward to that because I hate taking, any type of pills.
Right, exactly. We all do. You also have a section there called men's grooming, and you talked a little bit about that, but can you go a little bit more in detail about men's grooming section?
Well, yeah. So I have a couple things that I've posted in the past on the men's grooming section. One of my Spelman sisters, she writes for a column called "What a Girl Wants," and in that section, she usually will talk about like colognes and different type of smells and stuff that women like on men, and like recommend different like scents and stuff for men. We've done skincare, like taking care. Like one thing a lot of guys don't do is take care of their face. They just get up in the morning and wash their face, and they don't, take time to use actual products to clean their pores and all of that. So we try to do things like that to just kind of, I guess, educate guys on stuff. Because one thing that I wanted to do with the website also is to have something on it that everybody can take something from. Yeah, it's for tall guys, but at the same time, it's like I want everybody to be able to come to the site and look at it and be able to enjoy it or read and learn something new that they probably didn't know or whatever, or just get information from the site.
Right, yeah.
We do that, and one of the upcoming things I'm going to do, and I've been meaning to do this for a while, is a beard care, because a lot of people ask me, what do I use on my beard? And, how do I maintain it, and da-da-da. So I'm going to try and, shoot that either probably this weekend or next weekend. So I'm going to do a beard care and probably interview a couple barbers also that I go to. My two main barbers, probably have them on the site too, because I also just started the YouTube channel that coincides with the website.
Okay.
And so I'm going to have content on there too and interview. I have a few different interviews coming up on there.
Nice. Now, you also have something major coming up in a few weeks. You have a birthday. You want to talk about that?
Yes, I have a birthday coming up. I'm going into a whole new age bracket, which I'm excited and I'm a little nervous about, because I'm at that point. It's real grown man status now. Like,
right, this your prime though. It's your prime. 40 years old, and you don't look it. You don't look 40, and you're doing it big. You're doing it big. So, what goals have you set for yourself going into 40?
Going into 40, I am definitely looking to be in a different place in my career as far as my full-time job. I work in healthcare, and the aspect of healthcare that I'm in, which is dialysis, I want to be totally out of that.
Okay.
Hopefully, the website has grown more throughout this year. I'm also working on my own clothing line that
nice.
That will cater to tall guys, but everyone will be able to buy it. It's going to be clothing for all men, but it's going to cater definitely specifically to tall guys.
Okay.
I've been doing some, since the blog, and and like I said, I created the blog just for the clothing aspect, to show people tall guys how to put stuff together and where to shop. But a lot of people have been requesting for me to model and do other stuff, so that's been opening up doors for me. Some opportunity to do some plays and things like that. So I'm really just trying to, grow all around.
Absolutely.
Take as many opportunities as I possibly can with the site, and going into 40. It's my time. I feel like.
Absolutely.
I kind of slacked a little bit the past couple of years because of personal reasons and job and da-da-da. But it's like now it's time to, go after what I really want and make some changes.
Well, I believe the sky is the limit for you, young man. Tell everyone where they can keep up with you and where they can learn more about your website and everything.
Well, they can keep up with me at rahmosley.com, or they can follow me on Instagram at Rah Mosley, COM. Facebook is also Rah Mosley for the website, and Twitter is also Rah Mosley at Rah Mosley. I think I covered everything.
Just go to rahmosley.com. They can see all the links. I'll say it right now. Listen, Rah, thank you so much, man, for joining us. Happy early birthday. I'll be there to turn up with you that Friday. And, keep doing your thing.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, listen, we'll be right back after this.
You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party.
She got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody like. She got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody like. I could tell what she hitting on. Already got me thinking what she sipping on. I could see her roommate playing bodyguard. The other one best friend, she gon' block hard. But my game like Jordan Jackson. Spit it like Biggie when I get it crackin'. See everybody be a don in my faction. OG schooled us to grow past them. I inbound the ball, broke the full court press. How you doing? What's your name? What's next? Followed by a verbal game of chess. A couple words in her ear, later sting the rest. I'm like,
you got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party.
she got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody like. She got a diva look. She walk in the room, everybody lie. I step off, her friends start judging. He's not the type to wife up or love him. Now her emotions kick, push and shoving. She see through the persona that they be loving. Cause my game Cam Newton, Tom Brady. Mama's baby, raised me from the 80s. Taught me how to talk when it's to a lady. I put it down so for show, no maybe. I feel it vibrate in my pocket. The text read, I'm digging what I'm watching. I replied, I'm digging that you're watching. Let's slide off a combo when nobody's watching. I'm live.
You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. So cool, old school, big Snoop Dogg, I be breaking the rules. I'm phenomenal, your mama knows, so I'ma go and get it. Push did the beat, so you know I got to spit it.
So cool, new school. A-Omega, I be dropping them jewels. I'm phenomenal, the ganja blow, so baby come and hit it. Kush did the beat, so you know I'm gonna spit it.
You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party. You got the look of a diva. Dog got it all now, follow the procedure. I need you to leave your mind, bring your body. Ain't nothing but an east side party.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Janera, how's it going? Janera?
Yeah, I'm here.
How's it going?
I'm so sorry. I'm okay. Preoccupied. I'm so sorry. Everything's going great. How are you?
It's Monday. We're getting through it. That's all I can say. We're getting through it.
Right.
Monday got some great stuff for us.
I do. And I just want to warn everybody that we're coming off the heels of the President's Day sales. So things were a little sparse, but I was able to find like some great deals for everyone. So I'll go ahead and get started. Express, they're having a sale, but this is only through their app. So if you download the Express app, you can get $100 off of every $250 you spend. So you have to use code 3352 at checkout if you're interested in that sale. Nine West is also having a sale, and if you shop there now, you can get $25 off of every $75 you spend. Neiman Marcus, Last Call is having a sale, and they're having a jewelry blowout. So if you shop there now, you can save up to 60% on select jewelry items. Old Navy is having a sale today only, and you can get 40% off of your $100 purchase, or 35% off of your $75 purchase, or 30% off of any amount under $75. Plus, you can get dresses at 50% off. Carter's is having a semi-annual sale, and if you shop there now, you can get items starting at just $9.97. Plus, you can get free shipping on all of your online purchases. Saks Fifth Avenue off 5th is having a sale, and you can get up to 80% off of their shoes. So it's only a shoe sale, but you can get, and this is men and women, you can get 80% off of your shoe purchase. Shopbop.com is having a sale, and if you shop there now, you can get up to 25% off of your purchase. You just have to use code GOBIG18 when you're shopping online. J. Crew is having a sale today only, and if you shop there now, you can get 40% off of select styles. Plus, you can get free shipping with your online purchase. Also, last but not least, The Limited is having a sale, and you can get 75% off of all clearance items. Plus, you can get free shipping on all orders. So that's all I have for you guys today.
Awesome. They can find all that at budgetshopaholic.com, correct?
Yes, you can.
All right. You have a great week, and thank you as always.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be back after this.
T.A. Corleone, Street Cartel, bada bing, bada boom. Drippin', sauce, I'm a boss, 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 drippin', sauce. Yeah, Corleone is a boss. Dripping in too much sauce. 24-inch Cuban links. Quarter cut designer mix. Presidential Rolex on my arm. BBS is all over my charm. Shoe red bottom Louis Vuitton. Carrying a concealed weapon. Catch your body cause I got the juice. And my vest is bulletproof. Got a mouth full of gold tooth. And my Rari ain't got no roof. I used to be on Section 8. Now I got a crib on a lake. Multi-million-dollar estate. With my last name spelled in the gates. Drippin', sauce, I'm a boss, 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 drippin', sauce. First got flight, stretch limousine. Been featured in Source magazine. I turned my dream to reality. Then put my team on a salary. 500K is my budget. Still independent and love it. CEO of Street Cartel. Ball harder than Art Shell. Featured artist in double XL. In my bin is a V12. T.A. Corleone is the truth. One of the best in the booth. I'm the new king of the South. Don't mention my name in your mouth. Or I send them go to your house to kidnap and rape your spouse. Drippin', sauce, I'm a boss, 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 drippin', sauce. Don't need a ghostwriter or a feature. Cause I got more verses than preachers. Haters say I got a real big ego. Cause I get them bags of peso. In a plug that's an amigo. We keep them bricks in the bando. Shooter posted up with the Draco. Get it out the mud, show nub. Try harder than snow on the blood. Bad boy, but ain't signed a pub. Bros always trying to mingle. Even though they know I ain't single. Cause they like I spit that lingo. And I'm packing like Mandingo. Beat it up cause I like it rough. Hoes wanna put me in handcuffs. Drippin', drippin', sauce, sauce. I'm a boss. Drippin', drippin', sauce, sauce. I'm a boss. Drippin', drippin', sauce, sauce. I'm a boss. Drippin', sauce, sauce. I'm a boss. Drippin', sauce, sauce. Bobby the Hitman, T.A. Corleone, 2018. Capiche.
My name's Rhett Price, and you're listening to The Steven Knight Show.
Welcome back to the Steven Knight Show. Chica and Adam, what's going on?
Ew.
Hey, nothing much.
Adam, how you been?
Pretty good. You know, I did a quick trip back to Atlanta for President's Day.
Thanks for hitting me up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, no, that's what friends are for. I'm messing with you.
The shade.
I tell you.
I know. Next time, Steven, for sure. But it was too quick. I never get to see enough people. But the weather was great.
It was.
Weekend. It was like so sunny, and I felt like I could have wore shorts last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good break. And then this past weekend up in D.C., it was rainy and kind of chilly most of the weekend. So just kind of stayed inside. But it's been good.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good. Well, I know that you all have a lot to discuss with movie reviews, so I'll let you take it away.
Perfect. So I'll start it off with two movies, and the first one I'll go into quickly is the movie that was nominated, one of the best nominated movies that I'm trying to catch up on was Dunkirk. And for anyone who didn't see this last summer, it's the Christopher Nolan movie based on the Dunkirk evacuation, Operation Dynamo, that evacuated almost the whole British Army from the shores of France during World War II. And this movie really focuses on kind of the whole evacuation, and you get three different storylines, the way it's presented, of three different British, people in the armed forces. There's a pilot, there's a soldier, and you actually get a civilian point of view as well. And it was actually pretty good starting off. So when I first saw it in the search of trailers, I was like, another war movie, moving on. But actually, Christopher Nolan, who does a great job, he did the Dark Knight series or the Batman series. He's done Memento and Inception. He did a really good job, and you actually feel it for, I'd say, about the first half hour. And then it kind of, if for anyone who doesn't know, they were successful with this operation. It kind of drags a little bit, and maybe that's just because I knew how it was going to end, and I kind of gotten, used to what was going on. And there's only so many times you can see, I guess, bullets flying and people shooting at each other. But it was still good. So if you're looking for a war movie, check it out. I don't think it'll win Best Picture, but Christopher Nolan. This just kind of solidifies his genius as a director and how he's produced everything. So if you want it for the visuals, definitely check it out. And then the next movie I saw, which you both saw previously, and the number one movie 2 weeks in a row, Black Panther. And, of course, for anyone who hasn't seen this movie, which is probably not many people because it's still kind of holding records and breaking some records. This is the another Marvel movie, and this is based on Black Panther, who we saw T'Challa as the main character, who we saw actually in Captain America: Civil War, and it actually takes place right after that, and his return to his home country, Wakanda, and kind of the villains he has to face there and kind of securing his crown. And this movie was really good. I really liked it. As everyone who's seen it, you can tell they did a really good job. Ryan Coogler, who did Fruitvale Station and a few others, he really did a good job of world building, really got you excited. And I'm sure you guys might have talked about this, so this might be repetitive. I will say, though, even though I did really like the movie and I do highly recommend it, there were a couple of miscastings. And to me, it was with Martin Freeman as the CIA agent. And he, for some reason, he just didn't feel like what I thought like that role feels like. And I that doesn't really describe it well, I guess, but I've seen him in, the Sherlock Holmes TV series. I've seen him in The Hobbit. But he just didn't feel like a CIA agent that I would thought would make this kind of his going-ons. And then the other miscasting, which was a surprise to me as well, was Michael B. Jordan. And he felt like, and maybe his dialogue was a little off, but he felt like he was forcing a lot of his lines. He didn't really feel comfortable in his dialogue, and for me, that kind of threw me off as well. But besides that, though, the rest of the cast did a great job. Chadwick Boseman, who, you've seen him in Marshall, you've seen him in a lot of other movies. He did the role well, and he really fell into kind of that T'Challa role in Wakanda. So highly recommend. Also, it was a lot of filmed in Atlanta, so just a little shout out there as well. But those were my two.
Wakanda forever. I'm sorry.
No, and I really want. This is a movie that they'll make more movies, but it would be also great to see a TV series just to kind of get into the world. Because the movies can only give you a story in 2 hours, and so you're not going to get.
Well, check this out.
See.
There's a petition floating around to make a Wakanda Netflix series where they actually talk about the actual place, not so much Black Panther, but just Wakanda living and Wakanda life and the warriors. I think that would be kind of interesting.
Well, that would be great. Because we really only got a small taste of it, when they're walking around the city, and you could just feel like, and after researching and seeing how much work they put into giving every tribe a distinct look and feel, you can tell that there's just a lot they can go for. So, definitely worth checking out, as you guys have already seen. Steven's one movie of the year, so I'm going to go beyond it.
You know what? What about you, Chike?
So, I saw, of course, I said earlier, I saw it for a third time. It never failed. It was just as good as it was the first time. And the second film that I saw was 50 Shades Freed. I tried to give 50 Shades of Grey another try. I will say this. Well, first of all, let me say 50 Shades Freed stars Jamie Dornan. Side note, Jamie Dornan is also starring in a series on Netflix called The Fall with what's the woman's name from X-Files?
From X-Files?
Gillian.
Gillian Anderson.
Yes. Stars with Gillian Anderson in The Fall, so check that out. It's about a serial killer and a profiler. Check that out. It's really, 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 really good. And 50 Shades Free also stars Dakota Johnson and Rita Ora. Now, this is the last installment. This completes the story for the Greys. They're now married and a seemingly perfect life. This movie shows you great decadence, of course, like in the previous movies. A decadence, a luxurious lifestyle, opulence, and a great amount of romance and love. And then, of course, the kinky sex. I think that these movies are the ultimate chick flick. They're like chick flicks with cherries on top of them. And the women absorb them. like, for me to nausea. I just don't think that the movies live up to the literature. But, they make money. Of course, 50 Shades didn't make as much money in this go-around as it would have in other ones simply because Black Panther came out. But it was entertaining. Again, I would stay at home to watch it. It wasn't that exciting to me. Kind of predictable because you know the story, just my opinion. And I argued before that 9.5 Weeks, which kind of sort of had the same premise, which was released in the 80s, was more of a powerful movie than 50 Shades was, just my opinion. But that's my review for 50 Shades. You could take it or you can leave it. I would take it to DVD and watch it at home.
Sounds like a quick pass.
This is my opinion. However, there's some good news for Netflix. There's a new series that dropped called 7 Seconds, starring Regina King. I absorbed this within a day. There's 10 episodes. I absorbed it in a day. Watched all 10. It's a murder mystery, and it's also a racially driven storyline. That's all that I really want to say about it. Have your tissues near and prepared to be angry, prepared to be outraged, and entertained. Check it out. There's a new movie on Netflix as well called Mute, starring Alexander Skarsgård. If you don't know who he is, he was Eric in True Blood. He was Tarzan, and he's also in Big Little Lies as the abusive husband, playing opposite Nicole Kidman. He's now, for me, that actor that I will watch anything that he's in just because he picks good projects. Mute is a project that's stated in the future, and he is an Amish man who had a accident which left him mute from childhood. And this futuristic world of technology has this Amish man who really doesn't like to participate of things of technology. And it's pretty interesting. It's a love story / murder mystery. It threw me through a loop in the beginning because it was a little confusing, but after you get wind of the storyline and you see where it's going, it takes off pretty fast. And I found myself to be pretty much delighted and entertained by it. It turned out to be a good film. So it's called Mute. Check that out on Netflix. And then there's another series that dropped on Netflix. There's 2 seasons of it. It's called Frankenstein Chronicles. And it's kind of sort of what you think it's about, but not exactly. And I don't want to tell you too much because I'm still in the middle of it. I'm not finished. So if anyone out there wants to watch it, reach out to me, social media, absolutely today everywhere, and let me know what you think about Frankenstein Chronicles. We could probably talk about it together. This is still unfolding for me because it's new.
All right.
That's all I have.
Nice. I did want to check that out because it looked pretty good.
Which one?
Frankenstein's Chronicles, because it stars Sean Bean, right? So, and I'm a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
So all right.
It's pretty interesting.
What's coming down the pipeline?
So for me, the only big thing is, and then also a little sidebar. I just noticed that Death Wish, which was originally a 1970s movie with Charles Bronson. I guess they made a remake of it that comes out next weekend about a man who becomes a vigilante after his family's attacked. Seems like an interesting one, but Bruce Willis takes the role of Charles Bronson. So we'll see. I never even knew it was coming out, but it's one of those recycled movies. So we'll see what happens there. But Red Sparrow, which when I first saw the trailer I wasn't sure about. This one stars Jennifer Lawrence, is about a Russian girl who becomes a Red Sparrow, and she's using kind of like working against the CIA during kind of espionage. So it's a spy thriller. It is actually based on a book series written by a former CIA agent, and that looks pretty interesting. So that's kind of what's on my immediate radar.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much the same. A Mission Impossible, Red Sparrow. I don't know so much about Death Wish simply because I just don't know about that vehicle for Bruce Willis. My thought is if they were going to go Death Wish and you were starting the franchise over again, you might want to go with someone younger to see it through. You know, Bruce Willis is, he's a little long in the tooth. He's a little up there. Not taken away from his genius because he's very good. But I just thought to give that series new life, they should have probably gone younger so it can age with the actor.
Yeah. Exactly, if they're especially going to make sequels. And Charles Bronson just kind of has that look of like someone you don't want to mess with. Bruce Willis, he doesn't quite have that look. He still, I mean, Bruce still looks hard, but if you ever see anything of Charles Bronson, he just looks like someone who hates everything and you don't want to cross.
Yes.
So,
yes.
The
Yeah.
look is part of it.
Talking about this earlier, I said the same thing earlier. I was having this conversation about this movie, and I had an idea that sprung up. So hopefully put this out in the universe. Clint Eastwood has a son who looks like him and who's, of age. I think that they should start the Dirty Harry series over again.
Oh.
And I charge Clint Eastwood to direct those movies for his son. Just saying.
That would be awesome.
All right. Well, guys, as always, thank you so much for letting us know what to spend our money on and what to save. Have a great week, and we'll talk next Monday.
Absolutely.
Thank you, too.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
But when it comes to me, I'm the last to get my love in. I give until it hurts me more. I know just to say no could mean that I'd break someone, and I'd hate it to happen when I know I'm capable to just say yes. But most lying, abusing, that gets me. It just makes me want to get in my car and run away. See, I just wanna be somewhere where skies are blue like fairy tales. A secret place where I can stay. I wanna go far away to a new place where no one knows the story of a name. Ooh, I know sometimes there's right and wrong. There is no price for peace of mind. I try to be the one to always help someone. Some can't take it, and I hate it when I'm fully capable to just say yes. But most lie and abuse, and that gets me. It just makes me want to get in my car and run away. Ooh, I just wanna be somewhere where skies are blue like fairy tales and all my dreams be true. Where I can stay. I wanna go, I gotta go, not to go. So I wanna trip away. Gotta take me, I'll get in my car, and run away.
What's up, everybody? This is Erica Kane, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, 'cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my haters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show 'em how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me start this anthem all proper. From poverty, I still finish college. Do it all, keep my face stay shining, 'cause your boy right here is a soldier. Back to the music, telling you why I do it. For my brother, his daughter, my dreams stick to it. I lost a few on the way, miss them all the time, but I keep the memories alive on the music. Thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, and I couldn't do it. Watch me do it, do it, do it. Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, 'cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my haters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show 'em how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah. People telling me you only get better, so don't stop, bruh. You deserve to win for sure. Got $1 and a dream, and no 100 guarantees I'm gonna make it out this life. That's cool with me. Trust in my faith and my belief. Music therapy. So I just wanna be the man I am. Yeah, yeah. They thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, thought I couldn't do it, thought I wouldn't do it, and I couldn't do it. Watch me do it, do it, do it. Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, 'cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my haters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show 'em how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
I came from nothing, came from shit. Had a goal to set, I had a name to get. I turned pain to strength, I gave fame a grip. I changed lanes to gain, and my aims to live. Had to show them how, call this tutorial. Make history, this historical. Niggas hating, that's just adorable. Went from pouring, that shit's affordable. All I need is my team now. More trees, more lean now. I'm heating up, I got steam now. It's real shit, it ain't a dream now. I moved up and got paid quick. YH who I stayed with. And this here look beautiful, like the baddest bitches I laid with. They thought I wouldn't do it, thought that I would quit. Can't take no losses, I'm a boss. Tell all y'all bosses I'm the shit. Y'all boys so off, but I'm a hit. Got no time to talk, I'm getting rich. Can't hear yo talking like I'm deaf, and I kill no coughing with the shit.
Show 'em how to move like it's your only option. Show 'em how to go, girl, 'cause you do it flawless. She be like, he be like, my haters be like, rep your town tonight. And we on. Show 'em how it's done when your back is in the corner, but your dream is number one. She be like, he be like, I be like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Aaron Cosby, how's it going?
Stephen Knight, what's going on, brother?
I can't complain. Monday, we're getting through it.
Yes, sir. Last Monday of Black History Month.
Yeah, it's the last one.
Wakanda
the last one.
Forever.
Wakanda
yes,
forever. I just beat my chest and put up the cross.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I saw it for a second time.
Yeah.
And it was even better
than it was the first time. Like I was.
Yeah, remember the first time you weren't.
The first
you thought
time,
it was good, but you weren't.
Yeah, this time, bruh, I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
And I drank. This time, I'm telling you. Last time, I didn't drink the Kool-Aid. This time, I'm telling you, I drank the whole pitcher. The whole pitcher of Kool-Aid. I drink it all.
Yes. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Beautiful. It is a beautiful film, man. It's just stunning. Just everything. The message, special effects.
Yep.
The costumes. I mean, just anyway. I can go on and on.
Me
and on,
too.
but
So trust me, I get it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about sports, man. All right. Do you remember last week I was bashing my West Virginia Mountaineers?
You were.
Because I was like, yo, they're losing all these games. They don't seem to be in it. You know, what's going on? Is it the players? Is it the coaches? Whatever. All right. I actually also counted them out of the top 25. I was like, okay, this is it. They're going to be out. It's a wrap. They are hanging in there, man. They are hanging in there. Yes. They are ranked 20th in the nation in the AP poll, and in the USA Today poll, they're ranked 19th. So
they're coming back.
They're hanging in there. Absolutely.
They said don't call it a comeback. It's been there for years.
Right. Man, well, what about the Olympics? It's over.
It is over.
Thank goodness. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I'm sorry. Y'all.
Thank goodness.
I tried. The Winter Olympics, I tried. There was some events that were okay. I actually like the curling thing. You know, it's when they like kind of move that little round block of ice.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes slow, and like there's the two guys that are like brushing the ice in front of it to keep.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty. Yeah, I'm like, okay, it's interesting that it's a sport, but hey.
Right. Some of the things you're like, okay.
You're like, all right, hey.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hey, cool. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Now I couldn't watch it over and over again. Like it would be like, okay, I'll watch it maybe one day. And that's it. Like, okay, so I would have to watch it during the championship round, during the round. Like watching it at the beginning whenever they're trying to get their seatings and everything in order.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, good. Nope. Nah. But it was all right. Ice skating, I don't know, man. Like, usually ice skating hypes me up. Like, I really enjoy watching ice skating. But this year, I don't know. I wasn't feeling the dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't there, man. Sorry. It was kind of pitchy. It was kind of rusty and pitchy. So, as Randy Jackson would say,
Right. It's a no for me, dog. Right.
Yeah, dog. I just wasn't feeling it, man. So. Sorry.
I'm disappointed in the United States.
I was too.
They said this is the lowest amount of medals that we've taken home in a long time. We took home 23.
I could so make this into a political thing, but I'm not going to say it. It starts from the top. I'll just say that. Starts from the top. And if the leadership at the top is kind of off a little bit, then it can affect young players. Anyway.
You think so? Hey, you sound like they did when President Barack Obama was in office. Everything that happened, they blamed him.
Right. Everything that happened, they blame us. So now, guess what? I'm blaming
45.
The orange guy,
Mm-hmm.
the orange person. Yeah, I'm blaming him.
Funny.
Yep, it's your fault, Trump. It's all your fault.
All your fault.
All your fault. All right, man. There is speculation that LeBron is not coming back to Cleveland next season.
What?
Yes. What do you think about that? Do you think he's going to stay in Cleveland?
He can't go. Where are you going to go?
Where? Bruh?
I mean, I know he can go, obviously, but I'm saying, where would he go? I mean, no, I get that. I'm saying Cleveland, remember last time he left? Remember last time? They went in on him.
So do you think that they will go in on him this time?
Absolutely.
Even though he brought them a championship?
Absolutely. Fans are very loyal.
So. I don't think so this time. I don't. I think this time the fans, they love him. They appreciate him.
No, they love him until it's time to go.
Back and got them a championship. What?
They love him until it's time for him until you think about leaving again.
See, okay. I am a fan of LeBron James' talent. He is gifted. That is a gifted, talented man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. And I don't know the man. I've never met him yet, but I will. But from what I pick off, he has really good energy.
Yeah.
I think that situation that happened with him the first time in Cleveland, part of that had to do with the ownership at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And another part of that was that he was much younger then. Like he was young. He was young, and so he didn't go about it the right way. I personally did not like the fact that he made this television special about him going to Miami. Because to me, that was wrong because it rubbed it in the face of the fans of the Cavs. Like, it was kind of almost like to me it was a cheap shot.
Yeah. All
he had to do was just, sign with Miami, keep it moving, whatever. But he made it like a spectacle and event. And it didn't
kind of arrogant.
Come off well.
Right.
It didn't come off well at all. Yeah. So this time he's not going to do that. So that's one thing. But also, again, the fans are happy. They have a championship. Do you think if he would not have came back to Cleveland that they would have won a championship with the team that they had with? Of course not. No.
Nope.
No, sir. So he did what he had to do. He brought him a championship. LeBron, you did great, brother. Go to where you got to go next. Because you also have to understand, athletes need to be challenged. I
agree.
If they just keep doing the same thing over and over again, after a while, I'm going to get bored.
That's true.
Very
true.
Yeah.
Very
if
true.
He still would, yeah. So now I can see him wanting to go to L.A. Possibly.
When they start burning his jersey again, he'll know why.
Oh boy.
I can guarantee it.
Even if they do burn it, he's already got the money, and so did the NBA. So they're like, okay, you all burning that jersey, but we already got paid. So,
right, exactly.
That's you wasting money, but
exactly.
We got ours. But no, okay. They're also saying that he might go to Philly. Like Philly is really trying to get him to come play for them. I don't see that happening.
You don't see it?
I don't. I don't see it. It's got to be a sexy team. Like Philly, just not. Nah.
No offense, Philly.
No offense, Philly.
Offense, Philly.
Ron, it's just it's not rolling. And then also there's rumors that he might go to Golden State.
Okay. What do you think?
What do you think about that? If he was to go to the Warriors?
I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it's horrible. It would be horrible. I mean, you would have, in essence, the three best players on the planet on the same team.
Right.
Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James all on the same team. Come on, really? Is that even fair?
Exactly. Yeah, that wouldn't be fair. People get sick of that after a while.
from a fan's perspective, yeah, exactly. It gets you would just turn the channel, man. You would turn it off. Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I can go on and on and on about that, but I'm not. So because I know that we have a show to do, and this is not the Aaron's hour, so I understand that's not Ron's perspective for the hour. So I will hold what I have to say until the next time that y'all hear from me, which will be, by the way, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
The brother has to get ready for his midterm exam.
Yeah.
So you all will not be hearing my lovely voice for the next 2 weeks. I know it's sad. I know.
It's very sad. It's very sad. But I hope you nothing but success. Wish you nothing but success with your with the exams.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. But yeah, that's it for sports, man. And again, Instagram, first name, last name. Facebook, first name, last name. Twitter, first name, last name. So.
All right, Aaron Cosby, have a good one, okay? And good luck.
All right, man. Thank you,
All
brother.
right back after this.
Now this is for my sisters, all my sisters, Asian, Indian, African, Arab, European, Caribbean sisters, Latino sisters, any sisters that ride with us, most of all my black sisters who identify with us. Come on, I can't speak for all of this, but I can speak for some. I'm trying to look inside you and figure out where you coming from. I ain't gonna give you excuses and tell you nothing dumb and step on you expecting you to be sticking to my soul like gum. I'ma tell you what I want from you, make me better, sister, cause I'm tired of going back and forth with these vendettas with you. It's kinda productive what we do, we on the same team, from the same origin, should be sharing the same dreams. Chocolate is good with chocolate, but it tastes fine with cream. I'm asking, look inside you for the color in your bloodstream. Relate to me, communicate to me with all your being. I beg and look inside yourself and see you splitting at the seams. So let it leak so I can see how I should act with you. Be black with me and trust I'll be black back with you. I know that you've been trying to touch me for a long time, but now I need your real touch, massage me, help me shine. Yeah, back in the day we was awesome till they came and divided us and tell me what it cost them. We used to wear crowns, but we lost them. Remember how they robbed them and how we sold and bought them. Taller than the tallest tree evolving, but all I'm seeing now is us giving each other marlins. Stocking all them darling. Look how far the leaves are falling. We gotta make up and solve these problems. Them subtle kisses and the soft caressing. Sometimes all you need to substitute for all the crazy sexing. Cause I could get that from a smut. With you, let's start addressing what's inside your gut. The insecurities is manifesting. I'm not gonna be just like the rest. Leave you with a baby while I run the street, sticking my penis up in other ladies and lie about it. Even though I know you know the truth and have the nerve to try to deflect it back on you with no proof. Take it for granted you staying cause you fought nail and tooth. Want you to respect me as a man while I'm acting like a douche. Sitting home bullshitting, blaming my shiftlessness on racism. As if a black prez ain't sufficient enough to get some ambition. Give a dude some damn vision. That's the type trash you think I'm capable of, man. Listen, how we gon' ever thrive if you can't stop the pessimism? Convince me you believe in me, that's a support system. Let's go. Back in the day we was awesome till they came and divided us and tell me what it cost them. We used to wear crowns but we lost them. Remember how they robbed them and how we sold and bought them. Taller than the tallest tree evolving, but all I'm seeing now is us giving each other marlins. Stocking all them darling. Look how far the leaves are falling. We gotta make up and solve these problems. I'll tell you what, you be strong for me and I'll be strong for you. Try to help me understand whatever suffering I put you through. You probably been out here just looking for the wrong thing. Been dealt a lot of pain, but every brother ain't the same. And understand most brothers is damaged to the core and still trying to recover from hundreds of years of open sores and deep metal stains from never being taught better. With heavy expectations weighing on our race and gender. Well, let me humble myself and ask if you know better, teach it. Don't raise the bar before most of us ever got to reach it. It's my apology for the brothers that couldn't make it. The deadbeats, the uneducated, the incarcerated. A lot of us still struggling to meet your expectations, cause we know you beautiful and deserve all the adulation. But just a little motivation will go a long way to helping both of our situations. Don't give up on us. Many of us never learn to make the right choices. Never had the right role model, so play that role for us, okay? And I play the role of strength for you so you can better yourself if you up for it. And I'm asking cause I need your help. Now listen, back in the day we was awesome till they came and divided us and tell me what it cost them. We used to wear crowns but we lost them. Remember how they robbed them and how we sold and bought them. Taller than the tallest tree evolving, but all I'm seeing now is us giving each other marlins. Stocking all them darling. Look how far the leaves are falling. We gotta wake up and solve these problems.
This is Robin Dixon from The Real Housewives of Potomac, and you're listening to The Stephen Knight Show.
Well, listen, that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Shout out to Monifah and Rah Mosley for joining us. For more information about what they have going on, go to our website, thestephennightshow.com. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Monday. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Tonight, as long as on me, everything's gonna be alright.